We live? Are we live? What's up, y'all? We live? Looks like we are live. All right, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shy. Today I wanted to do something a little special for all of my nursing students, or if you know a nursing student and you want to send this video to them, tell them to come watch this live. This is for them. This is really important, y'all. While I'm getting ready for work, I want to discuss the 5 most important things you need to know before you start nursing school. Okay, true tea, no BS. This is very important. Before you decide that this is something you want to do, these are things you need to do to be successful. So let's get into it. I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet because your girl already running late for work. Let's get down to it. I got my little notes, and yeah, we about to just, get into it. I'm also going to just be talking about some little products that I use for my makeup routine. So, first things first, I do like to start with the clean, fresh face. Then I'm going to go in with my little e.l.f. here, my little primer. And just put that all over my face. All right, y'all, so about the topics, number one, first thing you need to know before you start nursing school is time management, okay? How to manage your time correctly, that is very important. If you are a very unorganized person, or you don't manage your time well, then you are going to struggle. Seriously, you're going to struggle in nursing school. So time management is very important. Initially starting out, I used to just kind of create blocks in my schedule or get like a nice little planner and basically plan out your day. And that means from like the moment you wake up. Okay, I got my little primer on my face. And so as soon as I would wake up, I would literally plan out, again, have my set time, have my alarm. I did morning classes, so I knew I was gonna get up and work out first, then come home, get myself ready, get ready for school, go to school. Then I would block off a specific time that I was gonna study right after school. And then from there, do whatever else I needed to do during the day, whether I was gonna come home, eat lunch, or go get some lunch, study again, do some laundry, do some chores, whatever I had to do. But literally, my whole schedule was planned out for that day or for that week, just to kind of keep myself on a schedule. So definitely time management. Set your alarm, like if you're gonna study for 30, 40 minutes, set an alarm for whatever time you plan on studying for and sticking with that time. Do not stop. Don't look at your phone. Don't scroll on social media. Don't do none of that until you have dedicated that specific time to studying. All right, y'all. So for work, honestly, I just like to use a little eyebrow gel. This one is from NYX, and as you can see, I like to keep my eyebrows real thick and just kind of, put them up. Y'all, I've been wanting to do like the micro blading. Is that what it's called? That's probably not even what it's called. But just basically get my eyebrows done so that I don't have to get up and do them. I think they're pretty thick, but I kind of just want to get them done. You know how the girls just have their eyebrows done with the little makeup and the little blending, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I definitely want to get my eyebrows done. All right, not too much on my eyebrows. Let's see. Make sure they look good. Okay, and I probably need to get a wax, but listen, we're gonna make it work today. All right, so then I need to go in with my little, the Lip Bar little eyebrow bar here, and I'm just gonna kind of fill in just a little bit, not too much. I can't see, y'all. I got glasses and I mean contacts in and I still can't see. And just kind of fill that in a little bit. It's really just these little edges part of where like my eyebrows are like thick, but they're like short, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna fill it in a little bit. Again, we're not doing too much. This is for work, but I still like to look like something. I'm just go in, fix it up a little bit. Okay. Got that in. All right, on to number 2, y'all. Note taking. Note taking is very important while you are in nursing school. And not just any note taking, not just literally taking down everything the professor says. Like, you have to do what works best for you. Like, you'll write down all of those notes and then realize, like, now I'm studying, it's study overload. So basically, you're not even remembering everything that you need to study because you have wrote down everything. So for me, and you do have some of those professors that make note taking very easy for you, but for me, I would notice like all the information that the professor will write on the board. That's the important stuff that you need to write down. If they are writing it down, or some of them will be like, this is very important, you need to write this down, this is something you need to remember, you may see this again. That's your cue to go ahead and write this down. All right, so for my concealer and under eye or underbrow, I am using my Il Makiage little concealer. And if y'all do want to know like the colors or the tints that I use or the numbers, just let me know in the comments below. And just literally put a little bit of this on here. What is that? Okay. Also, if the professor allows it, sometimes you can record the lectures and then go back and take the notes from there, which is fine. I mean, again, it just depends on the class, but all of my professors were cool, so I was able to do that. Let's see. I'm just gonna line my eyebrows up here. Again, y'all, need my mirror because I can't see. Can y'all see my little reflection on me? No, okay, good. I'm gonna be looking crazy on live. Okay, one eyebrow down. Again, y'all, I don't do too much because we are going to work. So I just try to do like a little minimum, but enough to just like make my eyebrows pop a little bit. I'll put a little bit more. And so with the information that you, like once you take your notes, find different ways or creative ways to make your studying process easier. So sometimes you can use flashcards and you can basically make like a little flashcard set from your notes. Put a question or something on this, you know, the topic. What is the signs and symptoms or um, what the signs and symptoms of heart failure, what does that look like, and then on the back of the card have those signs and symptoms on there, and just kind of use that to quiz yourself or do like a little um, group little discussion and do it that way. I also know some people that would do like concept maps. You know, you a lot of times we use that in nursing school anyway. A lot of the professors use that diagram or print off that diagram for us to use to do the different disease processes and use that to study, which is also very beneficial. It's a lot of writing you may think at first, but once I would go back and study, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is very beneficial. Or it's easier for me to remember because I remember what the bullet said or what each cloud said. So, or each concept circle said. Some people also like digital notes. Like I would use my iPad as well, and that will be helpful too. Like to do little fill in the blanks or just different ways to study using digitally. Some people also, with their note taking, they would have to record themselves doing it and just listen to it out. Like literally speak or record yourself going over the notes and then listen to it. Whichever one, you have to basically figure out what type of learner you are, which will kind of be beneficial to the type of note taker you are. All right, moving on to for my eyebrows, I'll go ahead and do my eyes. Y'all, I really do love doing my eyes for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. Okay. Listen, I found that the best coverage you get is when you set your makeup or let your concealer set a little bit. I used to put concealer on and wonder like why is it not setting, but when you leave it on for a little bit and then I'll go into like doing um my bronzer and my blush and everything, it will make my concealer set for a little longer or I would get the most coverage. So I'll go in now with my bronzer. Yes, I like to use cream bronzers and cream blushes as well as powder bronzers and powder blushes just because my skin is so oily. So I have to use a powder on top of the cream, period. Just one little spray. Okay, here. All right, number 3, study tip, or what you need to help be successful in nursing school, form study groups, okay? Study groups, I always tell people, you cannot get through nursing school alone, and why should you have to? Like, you are there, other people are there for a reason. Like, you have other classmates there for a reason, so utilize that. Get to know people, find people that study well, that you know y'all have kind of the same study habits, and form a group with them. Now I get it, some people don't like to study, they prefer to study by themselves, and that's fine. You don't have to form a study group, but I do feel like it's beneficial because this person may, even when it comes down to the notes, this person you may find may have different notes than you have. Maybe you missed something, or maybe they wrote down something or understood something a little bit better than you did. So it's best to, compare those notes, form those study groups. That person can also kind of break down what the concept was a little bit better for you. So study groups are definitely beneficial. Also, it just kind of gives you the ability to just work with other people. Like, I really do believe getting through nursing school, like working together with other people, with my classmates, and these are people that I still talk to this day, just because we formed that bond while we studied. It's also good to have nursing study sessions to do NCLEX prep. Like, somebody be the professor, somebody be the student, and you guys just ask each other different questions. That's very helpful too. So I'm here for study groups. Now, when it comes to the group projects, that's another story. But study groups, because you are definitely, it's people who you pretty much I'm not gonna say click with, but people that you kind of have things in common with, that y'all are all have the same goal. Y'all are all working together. And so I'm just gonna blend my little bronzer in here. And then now, I'm dropping stuff. Gonna go in with the Lip Bar blush, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that as well. And so I've been seeing people do different things with their blush. I like to put my cream blush right here on my cheeks. And then I'll show you guys what I do with the powder, but I do like to go in with the cream blush first. Here's my little sponge. I need a new one, y'all. And just kind of go in, get this little cheek here. And just pat it. This would be really great for people who like wear foundation, which I don't, just because again, I have oily skin, y'all, and I have yet to find a good foundation that doesn't look so cakey on my face. So I don't use foundation. I usually use like a tinted moisturizer, but lately for work, I just haven't been into that. So we are skipping that step. All right, got my little blush in. Now, I believe my concealer has already set, so we'll go in with that. Number 4 of how to be successful in nursing school, y'all. This one is probably my favorite, self-care. Self-care is so important, okay? Let me look up for this. Hold on, y'all. Don't play by my concealer. I would need it, but I think I'm okay. Self-care, y'all, is so important. I know, like, a lot of us, especially in my cohort, like, we all worked. Some people were coming into morning classes right after work. They worked the night before. And so it was easier to just like throw on like, some pajamas or some little yoga pants, not brush our hair, just look crazy. And so I would notice days like that when I was like super comfy and just like dressed down, that those days it would be so hard for me to focus in class because all I wanted to do was take a nap and sleep. And so when you dress appropriately, get up, brush your teeth, you should be doing that anyway, but getting up, put on some real clothes, look like something, and then go to class, it would just make you a little bit more attentive. And then after that, once you get done studying, take those well-needed, deserved breaks, okay? Don't just study and study and study all day. Like, sometimes I will have to, go get my nails done, go get my hair done, get massages, things that literally relax my mind. Go sit and relax and listen to some music for a little bit. Um, Definitely getting enough sleep, which is so hard in nursing school. Like, it's so hard to get sleep because all you want to do is study. You feel like, okay, well, I could be up studying while I'm sleeping, and it's not true. Like, you cannot pull all-nighters. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Like, you trying to, I try, and I know because I tried it. So those days when I would like pull all-nighters and then try to get up and go do, take a test or try to remember everything that I studied, I would forget and I wouldn't remember anything because you can't study like that. I mean, I'm sorry, you can't like, um, you need that mental break is basically what I'm saying. So you have to step away from school, step away from studying. If you just had a test, or took a test, I would go close my book and just relax for the rest of the day after a test because otherwise I'm just gonna sit there and worry. I'm gonna wanna get and study again. Like those mental breaks are very important. All right, got my concealer. Now I like to set my face. Again, we are going to work and I do feel like I work really hard or, I work fast, so I'm always sweating. So to prevent that or prevent my makeup from looking so oily, I do like to go in. This is the lip bar again, my setting powder. So I go in with my little sponge and I set my concealer in first. And I guess this would be more of a press powder. So I go in, push that in, press that in first. I usually like to hit all of my spots where I know I sweat the most. Go in, around here, here, here. Okay. Then I go in with my setting powder or my loose powder. And of course, the OG, y'all, this stuff really works. It's expensive, but it really works. Laura Mercier setting powder is the truth. So I like to go in, and usually I like using a brush for this, but honestly, I be feeling like I'm wasting this stuff, and I already just wasted it already. That's crazy work. Just talking about wasting it, and then I go ahead and waste it. But anyway, okay. I like to go in with my little brush and just pat it on my face. This brush is good enough here. I just put a little bit on my brush. I'll dab a little bit on the back of my hand. And then just put a little bit under my eye, or basically wherever I set my concealer. And just put that all over here. Again, this is just like double coverage for me because make sure it's one of my scrubs. Just to make sure I'm getting that coverage. Okay. Get that excess off. And then also doing it that way, I feel like I don't waste a lot of my powder. Because a little bit goes a long way with this stuff, so. All right, number 5 on how to be successful in nursing school. Advocate for yourself, okay? If you don't advocate for yourself, how are you going to advocate for your patients later on down the line, right? Once you graduate. So, advocating for yourself is very important. Okay, when you're in class, speak up for yourself. You can't expect your professor to say, oh, she looks like she needs help, or she looks like she doesn't understand what's going on, so let me go over there and help her. No, you have to go in and say, like, hey, I don't understand this, or this is confusing, but you have to advocate for yourself. And don't be afraid to be that person that ask questions. A lot of times, once we're in class, some people ready to go, you're tired, but think about it. If you're leaving class and you don't understand what's going on, how beneficial is that? So, or when you get to a test and it's like, okay, I could have asked this question, but I decided to leave class early, then now that's something that you missed on an exam. And let's be honest, we want to try to do our best. I mean, you're not going to pass every exam, but we want to do our best. And I'm not going to say you're not going to pass, but you want to pass. So ask that question. And then also, professors like to see that. They see that you're into the class, or they see that when they see that you're involved and you want to learn or you want to know more, they are more willing to help you. They see, okay, she actually asked questions. She wants a little bit more clarification. She's actually signing up to these study sessions with me, my office hours. She's utilizing them. She's emailing me. They love to see that. So it's very important to do that. Also, a big thing in clinicals, you definitely have to advocate for yourself. When you're on the floor, or you are, with your preceptor, your clinical instructor, and you have questions about what to do, don't just go in that room and just do whatever. There were times where I felt like, my instructor wanted me to have a little bit more independence and go in there and just problem solve. And there, in certain situations, that's fine, but in a different environment, like, doing certain procedures that I wasn't comfortable with, I wasn't gonna do that. So you have to say, like, no, I'm not ready for that. All right, I'm going with my little blush here. Again, I told y'all I like to use powder and cream blushes, so I just did my Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer, and this is just a little palette that I got from like Ross or Marshalls for my blush. And so I like to, again, start on my cheek area and then just take up the rest under my eye. Again, going up that cheek area. And another thing with advocating for yourself too, when it came down to like grading quizzes, or missing different questions on exams, there were times where me and my classmates, a lot of the times the professors will, the group, from my understanding, a group of professors will get together to make the exams, or quizzes. So there are times where there was something that was discussed in class, and then when it came down to the quiz, the answer that was discussed in class was not the correct answer. It was something else. And so we questioned that. And once we questioned that and the professor went back and looked at it, they were like, yeah, y'all are right. Let's go ahead and throw that question out. So sometimes you have to do that. You have to, what is this on my face? You have to speak up for what's right. Because if you don't, like, that could have just been a missed question that everybody missed. And then now we're trying to figure out, like, what's the right or wrong answer. So it's very beneficial to speak up for yourself. All right, got my blush. And now I'm going to end, as far as my face goes, I like to, again, knock off that excess, I'm using the same brush, that excess loose powder, whatever is left, with my setting powder again, just kind of lightly dusting that off. Not too much. I don't like to take off what I've already put on. And then come in. Oh, hey, Money Man. I didn't even see you on here. Money Man supported me while I was in nursing school, so shout out to him. It's hard, y'all, for me to see because I have my phone flipped over. Okay, so then I got that. And then I'm just gonna use my NYX little primer, setting primer, and just add a little refresh. Let that set a little bit before I do my eyeliner. And we are almost done. And this is one more tip that I did not plan to discuss, but it is on my heart to discuss on this live. You guys, while you're in nursing school, give yourself some grace. I mean, starting school, or prior to school, used to just basically getting all A's. You know, school came really easy for me. My undergrad degree or my bachelor's degree in psychology. Listen, I passed that with flying colors. So I was used to getting those A's. So when nursing school came, it humbled me. It taught me a lot. It taught me about patience, not beating myself up about certain things. And so you have to give yourself grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. If you fail a class, that's fine. I mean, it happens. It happens to all of us. So figure out what went wrong. Again, meet with your professor. They are very helpful. Some of them are very helpful. They should be. And so just meet with them and, get some advice. Use those study sessions. Y'all don't know how I'm going to do this liner. I usually hold my eye. Let me see if I can do it. Let's see. Let me do this the best I can. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. Okay. Y'all, I still struggle with eyeliner. It's crazy. I've been doing this for a long time and I still struggle. Okay. Eyeliner is no joke. Like, you will literally mess up your whole routine. Hell will make a routine with some messed up eyeliner. So, I'm sorry, y'all, but I gotta make sure this is right. Okay, we're good. Alright, and then lastly, go in with a good old mascara. This is like my holy grail. I've been using this for so long. Okay. But yes, nursing school is hard. You know, there are ways to make it easier, but I'm not gonna lie, it is hard. It's hard for a reason. Otherwise, everybody will get through, everybody will go to nursing school, and everybody will be successful. But unfortunately, that's not the case. But with these 5 tips or 6 that I went over, I think you guys will be okay, or I know you guys will be okay. And I wish somebody would have went over this with me, but it's fine. I still got through, and it's something that I learned at a good point um, in my program. And so just put your mascara on. I feel like the best way to put mascara on is really like to be able to get a lot of the product on your lashes is to literally hook it here at the base and then kind of like shake it or just go back and forth so that you can get some of the product. And then you can see the difference between this eye and that eye. I used to be such a lash girly, y'all, and now it's like mascara is so much better for me. And then almost done here. It's so quiet in here. I wish I would have had some music on, but I'm not trying to get copyrighted. So we are almost done with this look anyway. Y'all see that difference? I've been trying to grow my lashes out as well, so I feel like trying to stay away from the cluster lashes is gonna help me do that. So that's what we plan on doing. Okay. All right, again, back with my setting spray. Our little gloss. And we are all set for work, y'all. I'm just gonna wash my hands a little bit here. And that is it, y'all. We are completely done. We are ready to go off to work. Again, the best way to, oh, let me put a little, hold on, y'all. Let me put a little something in my hair and then we'll be done. Put a little something, just a little spray. A little oil here, y'all. No dry, crusty hair at work either. Y'all, I did a big chop not too long ago and I'm loving every bit of it. Easy to maintain. I did this hair like 3 days ago and it's still flourishing. All I had to do was just put a little oil in it and just go. Perfect for those busy nursing jobs that we have. Okay. Again, wash my hands. I have to keep washing my hands. Okay, now we are all ready for work, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Again, this is for my nursing students, but if you know somebody that is currently about to start nursing school, a family member, a daughter, a sister, whoever, make sure you guys have them come back and watch this live and follow my page for more nursing tips, nursing scrubs, fashion, all of that, okay? Y'all have a good day. I'm gonna get off to work. All right, bye y'all.